We are doing a population assessment survey for wood turtles along various stream sections in Pennsylvania in order to get a better understanding of their distribution and status across the state. They're dependent on clean streams and the floodplains around them. This here is a juvenile wood turtle, which is a really good sign for this population. The light line down the middle shows that it's adding new growth every year, and these lines on each of these is called a scute. They kind of have growth rings just like a tree, so basically one for every year of growth. Once they get old, their plastrons or their undershells get smoothed off and you can no longer count that. We know from some of the long-term studies that they can live at least 80 years. Once we find one, we take some basic measurements of it, get a weight. It looks healthy, all the limbs are intact, normal growth of the shell. We're going to mark it a couple different ways so that when we resurvey this, we know that this is a turtle that we found before. We notch their shells. It's basically like filing your fingernails. We put a little triangular notch in the edge of the scutes. You can actually number the scutes in order to have an individual identification number for each turtle. What I'm going to do right now is give it what's called a PIT tag, passive integrated transponder. A lot of people use these in their pets. It's basically like a little microchip. It's a very big needle, but we just put it into some loose skin. And that's it. That helps us figure out how many turtles are in this population. And then we let it go back where we found it. There's a lot of gaps in our knowledge and our understanding of the distribution of wood turtles and other species across the state. So at certain locations across the state, we're doing these more intensive surveys. We know that there's a lot of threats to the populations and they're likely in decline, but we don't have a lot of details. It's currently considered a species of greatest conservation need. We have a couple of helpers that came out with us today from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. This particular stream has a recent project that was done on it, and we're really interested in finding out more about the interactions of those habitat structures with the wood turtles and their habitat. Our data from these surveys is going to be put into a database that will be analyzed for Pennsylvania, including all of the different streams that we're surveying, and also across the region from Maine to Virginia. Folks are doing similar surveys, so we can really get an impression of the status of the wood turtle overall in the United States. One major threat to wood turtles and other turtles are roads. They lay eggs at the end of May, and those eggs have to be on land. They dig a hole and drop the eggs in and cover it up. And often we'll find them crossing roads in order to find that perfect nesting spot. There's been some projects where we actually put a fence up along the road and kind of force them to nest on the good side. We can create nesting habitat, build a sand mound that hopefully they'll learn to use over time. They have a very strong ties to their home range, and they have a very small home range. So if you move them even a mile or so, that can really throw off their activity patterns and weaken them over time. Wood turtles are a no-take species, definitely not allowed to take it home. Anytime you see a reptile or an amphibian, you can snap a photo of it and upload it to the site paherpsurvey.org. Everyone should have a fishing license for interacting with reptiles and amphibians. Don't take them home, leave them where they are and enjoy them in their natural habitat.